Always use your head.
Welcome back, everybody. The Chair Shot and Attitude of Aggression.com, both .coms, present to you WrestleMania Night 1, the post show. Thanks for everybody that joined myself, Chris, and DP for the pre show. Now we got even more big hitters here on this post show recap. Ray Cash, he is one tired brother, but he is just making things happen behind the scenes you people don't even know. Deservedly uh, grabbing some nourishment right now. And of course, we got Mr. Attitude himself, Mr. Dave Ungar, the lawyer. Gentlemen, we're going to get right into it. We can't do anything but start with the main event and everything else. And Ray was asking me how I felt pre-show, just briefly, and I said underwhelmed. I didn't get the finish. I didn't get that he RKO'd Pat McAfee. I don't know what they're building towards. Obviously, Backlash. Likely, we're looking at a rematch. But what do you think, Ray? How was your opinion of the finish of Night One of WrestleMania?
Well, first and foremost, this is the problem when you put yourself into a corner.
That's a nice
When
shirt, by the
Pat,
way.
hey, just in case Jesus did the job and his dad was a promoter, you can go get this very shirt at prowrestlingtees.com/chair shot. This is a Ray Cash, Chris Platt production. But no, this is what happens when you wedge yourself into a corner. When Pat McAfee literally came out and said, "I'll leave if Randy loses." Well, every match, I feel like even if you're not a diehard, you could assume who was going to win, with the exception of the Bellas, because Paige returning was a rumor, but literally before the show, Nikki was saying she was healthy. So that's the only one that I can understand some variance in that, but all the other ones were basically expected. So there had to be some type of shenanigan on this card. Your point about the very end of the ending spot when he RKO'd Pat McAfee, I may be wrong, and we can all go back and watch it when we have a moment. But I don't think he went and he tried to RKO Pat McAfee. I think he didn't see him and
I
reached
think
for the
that
first person,
I think
and
that
Pat
happened
was
with the
there.
ref. I think that happened with the ref, but with Pat McAfee, he clearly was turned around while Pat was egging him on and RKO'd him.
Maybe.
I don't
But
know. What did you see, Dave?
Yeah, I saw what you saw, Tony. I think Charles Robinson was an accident because he had been poked in the eye. McAfee was definitely intentional. But I kind of like you guys, and I apologize. The dogs are just going off because somebody walked in downstairs.
That's
But
okay. I
it
want to
would
tell
it
you,
wouldn't it
most
wouldn't be a
adorably, most adorably, I'm sorry, Bash Platt was a huge part of the show and the background noise as well. So not a big
okay.
deal.
No,
We
it's
were
not.
professionals. We work through these things.
Um, the McAfee stuff is one thing, but the main event I just don't understand where they're going with that. It's like they teased so many different things and wanted to go in so many different directions. Like Cody going full heel was being built to that entire match, right? I mean, he's doing all the heelish stuff. He's kicking him in the nuts. He's doing all this sort of thing, and I'm like, okay, where are we going with this? And then he gets the win, and then at the end, Orton goes double heel, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm kind of like you. I'm like, well, that was a little underwhelming, and I don't know where they're going. I get what Ray's saying. This is what you do when you kind of paint yourself into a corner. But at the same time, it's like, well, where are you guys going with this at this point? I mean, like you're saying, Randy punting Cody in the face or in the head, everybody's bleeding. Great. But yeah, I don't quite understand the
Can
point of all that.
I have one major retort, and this isn't just a you thing, Dave. I've talked to a few people watching the show. That what you just said about the supposed double turn was projection. Nothing in that match showed double turn. Everything in that match showed receipt. And I think we too often, because we want double turns because they're so cool and they happen so infrequently. Want no, I'm just being honest. We
No,
we
no, no.
and
I'll
the
tell
match
you I'm laughing when you're done. I'm sorry.
and no, you good. And the double turn wouldn't have made any sense here with everything Pat McAfee and Randy had done. Now, I understand your point about Cody acting heelish. This is something Cody does in a lot of his big matches because Cody is the dumbest babyface since Sting. He even made a joke about it on Friday. Are
Well,
you going to kick me in the nuts if I hug you, CM Punk? So he always gives receipts in his big matches. So I don't take that as he was teasing a heel turn or a double turn.
I don't know, man. Because here's what I thought: the crowd was on his ass. They were booing him.
Sure.
He was egging that on. He was actively trying to get them
That's
to
the WWE
come in.
way. John Cena did it for 15 years.
I
That's the
yeah, I
WWE
guess.
way. But they always WWE always said, and I know it's a Vinceism, and we're in a bit of a different world, but they always shout out to Platt. You're damn sure right. Um, Vince, they always say whether you're booing or cheering, as long as you're making noise, it's all we want. It's the whole reason why they never changed John Cena. It's the reason why Vince stayed the course way too long with Roman because they
Mhm.
were still making noise. And Cody is as inside baseball as anybody has ever been at that level. He plays to it because it worked for the match. But there's no way that man was turning heel. He's gonna come out. And, you don't turn heel on the match when you come out and you kiss your daughter, bro.
Tony, did
Chris,
you
if
answer
you
Chris there in my name? Is that what's going on?
what?
it thinks
No,
it
I didn't.
thinks you're me. It thinks you're me. But that's
No, it
okay.
said
It's
PC Tony. What up, Chris?
oh,
Most
it
said
says
Dave Ungar.
David. Yeah, it's weird.
Because
It's all right.
in my side it's me, and your side it's you, because we're double hosting. But that's fine. It's
Chris,
not like
Chris,
double anything else. Here,
we
no,
all
no,
love
no.
you,
Here's what
Chris.
I was gonna say, Chris. If you're gonna listen to this whole thing and just continue to drop into the chat, that's awesome. But why don't you just turn your computer on and jump in here? But turn echo
Yeah.
cancellation on before you do that.
And
Thanks,
make
buddy.
sure you wear that tie like you did earlier, man. Dress
If
the
He looked
part,
great when he
Chris.
threw it over his
He did.
shoulder. It looked
He
awesome.
did.
if
That is
if Chris turns on his computer to get on the call, he'll be on in about 2 hours.
all right. Well, I mean, at
He'll
least he'll
catch
get
the end of the
on.
show. He'll
At
catch the
We
least
end
he'll
of
love
the
you,
get
show.
Platt.
on. Yeah,
Catch
we
the end of
love
the
you,
show.
Chris. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's whatever the case is, whether Ray's right, I'm right. I think we both got valid points. It's still at the end of the day, it's like, what are we doing here? I'm still not quite sure what they're doing here with this. I mean, I
The-
get Tuddy's right. They're going to Backlash, and there's obviously going to be some bigger deal there. But it's like, I mean, Chris has absolutely got a point. This is Cody's second straight main event without Roman, and when you're working with arguably two of the greatest of all time, and it comes out flat both times.
I give last year a pass because they
I do too,
purposely, yeah,
because of The
um,
Rock and Travis Scott and all that shit.
for sure, and they purposely wanted to do that to take to put more on the heel of Hillside and John. The one thing I think we both agree is wrong person won. Now,
Yes.
I am all for subverting expectations, and Cody winning was a legitimate shock. And so we'll see on Friday where they go. If we are going to the supposed McAfee Orton versus Jelly Roll um, Cody, I think this is all for naught. Because I love me some Jelly Roll. No more. Nobody loves Jelly Roll more than Tunny. Tunny
How would we
Roll
get
over
to
there.
McAfee and Orton teaming up again, though?
Because like I told you, I saw it differently, and I'll rewatch it after when we get off the call. But I saw that differently. I did not see that as I'm going
What
after you, Pat McAfee. Plus,
What did you
Randy
guys
Orton is the
think
guy
of?
that RKO's his friends because
Yeah.
it's just Randy being Randy.
What did you guys think of them playing up this back injury for the whole match? Because I thought that was where he's hurt, he's damaged. Cody's taking advantage of that. That was where I was like, okay, there's some heelish
Mhm.
stuff going on there. And then at the end, it just didn't matter.
That was weird to me because in no part of the lead up that mentioned, I wasn't able to watch the pre-show. I wasn't able to watch any, excuse me, anything today. So if they mentioned it sometime in WWE's 5 hours of
I
pre-shows,
I
Cole
was paying
mentioning it was the
attention.
first time I heard it.
Yeah, Cole saying there was rumors that Randy is having back problems backstage and in catering today, and I'm like
I was like, there
that
was.
just the whole thing didn't. It was worse than the build for the United States title coming into WrestleMania. That's how
oh
bad this
stop
match
it,
was booked.
Tony.
It was bad. It just didn't make any sense. Like, it was a good match, but like what they
Yeah.
did and why they did it just didn't make any. Hopefully that makes sense in the future. But right now, I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for somebody else to come out here too. Pat McAfee was hilarious though. Like he's getting carted out and he gives the thumbs
The
up
thumbs up, yeah.
and then the middle finger. Like, dude was gold in this match. I gotta tell you. Like,
He
don't get me
was.
wrong. I'm not shitting on the match. They had a really good, fun match, but there's just things I didn't get. That's just me.
They they had a lot of elements in the match that were good. I think get them both getting color added something to it, but there's also elements of the match that just didn't make sense in whatever story they're trying to tell. But
The back,
you know, huh?
the
That's
back.
one of them for
Yeah,
sure.
the back. At the end of it, when you look at the match as a whole, okay, they're both bleeding. They both got color. You've got this side issue with the back, and then at the end, the back's inconsequential because Randy's fine, and he goes and punts him in the head, and it's like, well, what was the point of any of that?
I thought the back was going to be a ruse by Randy to pull him in and screw him. And then when I saw him do his daddy superplex, I was like, oh no, he's really selling this for real.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I thought he was
Um,
going to pass out in the sharpshooter like Tunney was afraid of.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Dave was talking about that, and
Earl
so
Hebner
we have
didn't
a
work tonight, so don't worry about that.
Yeah.
the three of us have a text thread for multiple reasons, and one of them tonight was so that we could talk once we were all live
Well, we don't have to tell anybody
about
about the other two
WrestleMania.
reasons, Tunney. I'm
No, no,
just
no.
saying.
But anyway, Dave was feeling a possible double turn, and I was like, well, after Randy had gotten color, not Cody yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
as long as he doesn't pass out in the sharpshooter, um,
Yeah.
you know.
Spell out AW with his fingers.
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh goodness. Hey, how about
Uh,
Cody's entrance attire? The helmet and the jacket. I thought it looked fucking spectacular.
The entire yes, cool. The entrance I thought was dope. My boy texted me that they found a use for Tiffy's Barbie boxes last year. I got a pop out of that.
That's funny. Oh
But
yeah,
the
with the
but
door.
the but the white, black, and gold is his best outfit he's ever worn. It was fire. I just hate that the underwear was too high, so he had to keep doing the old man pulling over his
Oh
stomach.
yeah, you could
Like,
see
dog,
his.
just rock with the tights, my boy. It's okay.
Yeah.
yeah, Cody, maybe wear that weightlifting belt a little bit more often in these types of matches. You won't have to worry about that. Yeah,
And he has a six
I
pack.
love
Why you put it over your stomach? Dog, I saw the abs. They were popping.
I love the entrance though, like especially like the tribute to Stardust. Stardust got a pop tonight when they showed that.
Oh
Did you guys
sure,
notice
people
that?
love
Stardust
Stardust.
has
Yeah.
has, and will always be over. It is a
Yeah.
misnomer that we
If
hated
they
Stardust.
if they ever can get Dustin to come in and do a retirement match, it would be a tag match with Gold Dust and Stardust one last time. That'd be
Yes.
fucking amazing.
Yes.
Hey, while we're
That
on
would
the entrances, and it's a really big part of WrestleMania, right? The
Mhm.
entrances, they're legendary. We could do a list on them. That'd be a great idea. But what other entrances did you guys really like tonight? I'll just say one funny thing and I'll go last then. But the little girl that ran away on AJ Lee's entrance and got scared was cute and hilarious, man. But Ray, I see you're shaking your head. Go ahead
So,
first. What other entrances did you like tonight?
mind you, I was at the vet most of the afternoon, so I didn't see the first hour. Have not seen Fatu Drew. Have not seen LA Knight and the Usos versus Speed and Division. From what I saw, number one, love that the Irresistible Force to show love to Demolition. That was so cool
Oh,
to me.
yes,
Love
yes,
that.
yes.
They looked fantastic in the
As soon
white.
as I can find it, you're getting a ding.
Thank you. Secondly, I will always pop for live music entrances. And knowing what that song in particular means to Becky, that was dope to see. Number two.
My question to you on the live entrances while we're on it.
Yes. Yep.
They weren't they weren't singing.
Probably not. That's a tough song to sing live.
I don't think they could get them set up in and out quick enough for the next entrance the way they did it. You know what I mean? Because like Becky came out first. It was just really noticeable that the lead singer wasn't singing to me, and for me, it's like, well, then have them set up off to the side so you can actually do it. Because when it takes a little of the luster away. Not that it wasn't cool, but that's just. I'm sorry, I had to jump
Well,
in
the
there.
band was playing live, so that's something.
Were they? All right.
Oh, they were definitely playing live. You could hear distortion in the guitars. Um, Got to give a shout out to Paige here. That was a big pop. Now look, I want to give a shout out to our good friend Patrick O'Dowd. The song may be trash, but they let Liv Morgan have a whole ass video entrance. That's as gangster as it gets. You don't get no more gangster than that. The girl released the music video and performed the video in her entrance. I'm just saying, that's epic, dog. No matter how bad the song is, that is epic.
Well, when they clean it up and you watch this in future WrestleManias, like when they put out their version of this after they edit it all up, it'll probably be.
Oh no,
even
they
better.
own the part
Sorry,
of the
Dave.
song. They own the part of the
They
song.
gave Liv big time star treatment, and she
And then
deserves
they gave
it.
her a 6-minute and 50-minute match.
And they gave her the title. Yeah, we'll talk about that. I texted Tony earlier before you got caught up, Ray, that I thought the set and the entrances were better this year than last year. Like I love Drew's entrance where he actually kicks down the wall. You haven't seen that yet, but he kicks down the wall falls over, and that was badass. You know whose entrance I loved? John Cena, host of WrestleMania, comes out, gets that huge pop, and he's talking to the cameraman. He's like, "We're not running. We're not going to run."
He had to.
And then he runs.
Spot in time for his name.
And then he runs. And then he runs. Cena's entrance was awesome.
He was in the suit. He came out in the suit.
He was in the suit. He never came out of the suit.
He wasn't going to, but it took forever to get down there, and then he kind of like power walks / jogs for the last like third of the way. And then you're looking at him, and then I'm looking at his suit and how custom tailored it is, and it's like if he actually ran, he's splitting them britches, bro. He's splitting the britches.
Yeah. But I mean, I think most of the entrances were really kind of cool tonight. LA Knight's entrance was cool. Coming in out with the truck and that sort of thing.
Rollins was dope too, by the way. I think if you're talking about from before.
Oh man, how did he? So did he have contacts in, or did he just have something he could flick out of his eyes?
I never saw him taking his contacts off. Did you?
That's right. But once he got into the ring or close to the ring, you could see his eyes again. But the coolest thing was that jacket was actually smoking, like he was coming out of the fire. Right? He burning it down.
Can we talk about that match? Can we just go into that match? Because that's the match of the night for me, by far. I like.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, I remember I only saw 5 of the 7.
You saw Seth. You saw Seth.
Drew and Fatu is really good. And what was the match? Oh, the 6-man is solid. Solid.
It's all right. I mean, the highlight is Speed getting the frog
splash. It was what it was supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah. But Gunther
the only other
and Seth,
contender would be Drew and Fatu, right, Dave?
Yeah, I mean Cody and Randy up to a point, but the ending and just whatever they were doing really detracts from all that. But I think Cody and Drew and Fatu was a good one, but just the physicality in Gunther and Seth was off the charts, and those guys just beat and it's great because with Gunther and Seth, he's not in there against somebody he's retiring. It's somebody who's at the top of the card who you're thinking, and that's why I picked Seth to win, because I'm like, well. And I know, I picked Seth to win, but the breaker factor was always there. We talked about it on the TriCast. Quite a few of our predictions from the TriCast came to pass tonight. Breaker getting involved, but I thought those guys beat the hell out of each other. The stomp on the table was visceral. You could feel that. And just, Tony was right. Seth took a nap because Breaker just speared the life out of him. But that match was way better than I thought it was going to be. Like the one that I thought I had all the questions about the build, but after that match, it's like, oh yeah, it all makes sense. And man, they tore the house down, and they gave them 15 minutes, right, Tony? I mean, that's you probably did, what's that?
15:45.
15:45, and you probably don't want to give those guys much more than that because somebody's going to get hurt. But that match really stole night one for me, and I absolutely love that match.
Tweet of the night. It makes sense that Braun Breaker would miss a tackle in Allegiant Stadium. He's just paying homage to the Raiders. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out to George Kittle, by the way, for pounding beers.
Dude, George has got to be hammered. He's got to be hammered right now. He stole Halliburton's beer. He stole the other guy's beer. He's slamming his own beers down. I'm like, dude, he's going to be fucked up later on.
So was it you? Was it in our text thread, or because I had like 4 or 5 different text threads going.
Yeah.
It was ours where I texted that they came like Gunther came out looking legit pissed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like
they
so,
both look
so
legit pissed,
they
kind of.
did, but Seth played to his character in his entrance. Gunther just walked the fuck out. There was no preening and prodding. There was no, ring general. No, he just walked the fuck out, took his jacket off, and looked like, come on.
And
And
that's why I
so,
kind of thought he might lose because he looked
oh,
really mad, you know?
like Hunter told him something when he came out the curtain, right?
Yeah, you're
Um,
going to tap
but
out again or something.
but mind you, those are two of the best professionals in the business.
Yep.
It played perfectly into the we got real smoke because their go home on Monday was fantastic with the we fighting, and then I'm gonna tell you why you shit because you ducked this fade when I was champ, and then I'm gonna headbutt you. We're gonna fight again. Like I loved it, and so it added with that.
Chris, you know,
Mean and wrong.
every, yeah, Platt's got those Plattisms are sometimes very, very
Mm,
truthful.
You
So,
ain't wrong. But no, it was a great
Melon,
match.
Melon, hey,
Great
listen, Melon
physicality.
Farmer, get on your computer and jump in here. What are you scared? Get in a ring with these boys?
He just
well,
turned it on. It's gonna take
yeah,
about
it's
35
going to
minutes for it
take
to warm up.
an hour. Yeah, exactly. So,
We're gonna roast your ass the whole show.
I'm gonna get a sternly worded text message in about 5 minutes.
Oh
sternly,
God.
sternly worded. Yeah, multisyllabic, sternly worded text message for you.
Oh, you
Multisyllabic.
put the
Give
you
that
put the
man a day
emphasis
for
on
that.
the you put the emphasis on the wrong syllable there.
Oh, that's great. A
Uh,
great word. Um, I the match was great. It was the best match top to bottom. It was everything it needed to be, and every WrestleMania has one or two mid card matches that are inconsequential before or after, but just in the time capsule of the show. It was great. Like I think of CM Punk and Randy Orton a lot. That match meant
yeah,
nothing ultimately. But you go back and watch 27. That's a fire ass match. This is
yeah,
gonna be
there,
one of those
yeah.
going forward.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with you, man. It came in at the exact right time because you know, Becky and AJ was a good match, solid match. There's some aspects of it that I was waiting for something else to happen. I think Tony and I were texting each other, and Jessica Carr, her involvement and how
They
was she
got
going to screw somebody
they
over?
gotta
Or,
fight. They gotta fight
Look,
now.
yeah,
Jessica Carr has been training to be a professional wrestler for a while now, and at some
Wrong.
point,
She was a professional wrestler before she ever became to WWE.
but she's been continuing to keep her momentum with them
Right.
going and
Sure,
working.
but you said it like she had never wrestled before. She
I
was a wrestler for
yeah,
like 10 years before
so
she
I
came to
the
WWE.
the main point of it is that at some point she's going to not be a referee anymore. She's going to
If
be a superstar.
if you watch Evolve, there's a character that she actually plays as a wrestler just in a mask. So she's actively still doing it.
yeah, like Becky avoiding the Black Widow at all costs, and like that spot at the end where she gets to the ropes just barely by pulling AJ's hair, that sort of
So
thing.
smart.
It's just
So smart.
so smart. Um, yeah, I thought that was and I think we talked about it on the TriCast, honey. We all of us thought, Becky had put AJ over so strongly. And they made a point of talking about all the times that she tapped out to the Black Widow, right? 3 times she tapped out. All of this made sense, and Becky having that big moment at WrestleMania where I mean, I don't know if we're done with that whole situation yet. I mean, they may have some more legs to that, but that was a solid match.
I think the problem that we didn't really talk about and why it was necessary to have Becky win is because this Intercontinental Championship needs to be a championship that is prevalent a large majority of the time and defended a large majority of the time. And with
Yeah.
AJ holding it, it just doesn't work that way. So,
Right,
there's a whole new storyline for her. Let's get to the other biggest moment of the night, Paige's return and
Oh, I
the
thought you were about
victory.
baby time,
And
but yeah, okay, that too.
well, there's three. Don't let me forget that. I literally like watched WrestleMania from right here, right? And I'm looking at my TV. I'm in my living room, and when Nikki came out with the crutch, I I declined my reclined recliner, and I sat up, and when it happened, I probably clapped vigorously for about 90 seconds, and I was so happy as a wrestling fan and for Paige. Like, and at the same time, knowing what was likely about to happen, I was kind of sad for Nikki because at some point her and Brie deserve to have their names on those titles together. But let's let Dave go first here, Ray, and you can finish this subject up. But man, this was so far, this is the moment of WrestleMania. Is the beginning and the end, her showing up and them winning. I mean, oh,
Yeah.
my heart.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously not going to beat Gunther Seth for match of the night, but for moment of
No, but
night one,
moment so
absolutely.
far.
Yeah, it's not even close. And the rumor mill was going, and for once, the Dirty Sheets got it right, and kudos to them for once that they had talked about Paige signed a contract. I think it was just last night, and they were talking about it. Yeah, I mean, Paige coming back to WWE is a great moment for her. And you could see once the 3 count came down, she was overcome with emotion because this is where she started. And I think Tony, I texted you, as Soraya in AEW, she just wasn't a good fit for them,
No,
that sort of thing.
not at
It just
all.
never took off. It was great that she was able to come back and get medically cleared by somebody. And let's give props where they're due. AEW's medical staff who cleared her paved the way to this return because she wasn't getting cleared by WWE until, obviously her getting in the ring and taking some pretty big bumps at AEW had to give the WWE medical staff pause to think, okay, let's take another look at this. And obviously they've probably been talking to her for the last year because we thought she was coming back a year ago. But the fact that she's back, she looked really good. I mean, her and Charlotte squaring off at that one moment really got the crowd going. Paige did all the Paige stuff. She hit the Paige turner. She hits Alexa with the Rampage to get the win. I told Tony she looks a little thin to me. Like maybe she needs to add on about 5 pounds or something like that. But
Dave, she looks great. Stop it. And at some point, there needs to be a match of significance between Charlotte and Paige. 100%.
well,
Damn,
she
Charlotte got to
can
wrestle
work.
everybody.
Yeah,
Paige,
she can
Paige.
work with Charlotte. She can work with Bailey. She can work with Becky. I mean, there's all the horsewomen that she didn't really get a chance to work with, even though she was present when that whole situation erupted. But it's interesting that she she brought in Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha, right, to counter the Bellas' dominance over the Divas division. And then she goes when she returns, she teams up with the Bellas, which is a little ironic, but still kind of cool. But yeah,
Yeah,
like you guys were saying, Paige's return clearly the moment of the night, and I'm absolutely thrilled for her that she's back where she belongs. She looks healthy, and there's a lot that they can, Tony, you're talking about people who you'd want to see in the Intercontinental Championship, kind of conversation. Paige is one of them, or Paige versus Julia might not be a bad match to see. So,
that's something. You have some the newer rosters who I put her with.
yeah,
Um, I knew it didn't work. I knew it wasn't going to work for her in AEW when she made her debut promo and shit on WWE, and literally came out the next night and said, "Yeah, Tony made me say that." Like I
yeah,
knew it wasn't. I knew it wasn't going to work because her heart wasn't in it. Um, so you got to know where this girl came from and what she's overcome. And I'm not just talking about breaking her neck and just every match is just a blessing for the way her neck was, and probably to an extent still is, because yeah, you can fusion and all that stuff, but you got to mess up neck, you got to mess up neck, right? But think about the scandal with her and everything that came out with the videos, what she went through with Alberto Del Rio multiple times, what she went through with Ronnie Radke, and now leaving him finally. All the time she's been stalked. She has went through some of the worst things for a 20 plus to 30-year-old woman you could ever expect a person to go through in the public sphere. And
She's
for
only
her to
33. Like,
yeah,
I thought she was older than that.
no, she's so
Like,
young.
she's going to be a significant player for the next 5 to
Exactly.
6 years, I think.
If she stays
Exactly.
healthy, absolutely.
I
If
think
she
she
Well,
stays
will.
healthy,
They barely
that's the thing.
wrestle anymore.
But more than that, Paige could never wrestle another match a day in her life. Where she's going to be helpful is now that she has a different mindset. She could have done this before she left, but she was still in the mindset, just like Daniel Bryan, I want to wrestle. You got it back now. You are more important, in my opinion, in the backstage area, helping these women learn the things that you learned. And I know Dominic Mysterio likes to joke about the fact that he's a 20 plus year vet because he debuted at 8 years old. Paige took her first bump in the womb. Like legit, her mom was pregnant and was wrestling with her. This girl was a professional. She was a actual wrestling professional at 15 years old. She has some of the most knowledge of anybody that is in that company, man or woman. So she is a dearth of knowledge for these younger. Julia's wrestled forever, so cool. Stephanie Vacquier's wrestled forever, cool. What about these new people coming up? What about Soul? What about Jada? What about Thea
yeah,
Hale? What about all these women that are, JC James wrestled for a while, but like JC, what about all these new NXT women that are about to come up and really make their self Lash Legend and make their self known? You know how invaluable she's going to be to them.
yeah,
You
yeah,
brought about
absolutely.
you brought up in the womb, so what better transition than the most missed opportunity for the one of the greatest chants by a crowd of all time. When Bianca announced she was pregnant, that crowd should have chanted Montez Ford, Montez Ford. It would have been one of the funniest things of all time. But in all seriousness, I want to go right back to Ray. This was like, if you really think about it, this might be the moment, especially since I'll bet dollars to donuts this kid is going to be one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time.
If Chris Platt is still listening, I want to give him the pop of the night for me because Chris texted us in another chat that this is how Compound V is made. This is homegrown Compound V.
Ah, that's funny.
That's
Shout out to tune into
amazing.
Bandwagon Nerds live tomorrow right here.
But no, let me be serious for just a second. Like legitimately serious. No man should ever be able to tell a woman what she should do with her body. And so when I came on on any show I've ever been on, my thought process was when she got hurt, and as long as it took, I was like, well, go and get pregnant. You've been wanting to get pregnant all this. Shame on me for that because I shouldn't tell her what to do. But I understood the timeline in that you have multiple, you can kill two birds with one stone, pardon the pun. You've wanted to be a mother. You've had a year off. The company clearly shows they love you. So go ahead and do that. Well, anyway, long story short, the fact that now she's able to still rehab her hand, but to do the one thing she's always wanted to do, and WWE standing behind her, like you don't get that announcement at that spot if they don't love you. You know what I'm talking about? I'm so happy for her. I'm so happy for Tez. I'm so happy for the fact that we live in a society and a time now where the top women in the company can actually take off to have a baby and still be loved and appreciated and at the top of their game, that they don't have to literally leave the business to go have kids like they used to have to do. I love it. And how dope is it that Bianca and Paige are having babies like a few months apart? That can you imagine hanging out in that baby room?
Here's the most synergistic thing about it. Stephanie McMahon's induction speech and part of the vignette they showed before it was all about how she has made it okay to bring family on the road and be
Ding it.
able to raise a family while still being a WWE superstar. So
Ding that shit,
like
Tony. Good
if
shit.
you haven't if you haven't seen her acceptance speech, it's worth it. Her daughter's just like, I literally cried for like a half hour straight just watching that thing. Dave, Bianca's pregnant. You're muted.
Sorry. There you go.
You muted your
She
you
is.
muted your personal mic. I got you.
No, I got it. Yeah, she's pregnant, and I think I think Paige returning is the moment of WrestleMania, but this is 1B. Bianca coming out and announcing her pregnancy and that sort of thing. That's just a really cool moment, and I'm thrilled for her and Montez Ford. And I mean, like Ray said, her recovery back from that injury was taken longer than a lot of us thought, and why not get pregnant? Why not go down that path? I mean, like you're saying, Ray, it's her body. You do what you want. You do it on your own time. Nobody's going to sit here and say, yeah, give up your career to be a mom or anything like that. But, it's her choice if this is the time to do it. She's obviously not the first. We've seen Alexa do it. Naomi's now done it. Becky's done it. Becky's probably going to do it again, that sort of thing. Now you got Bianca as well. So it's great. And I think it's a paradigm shift from when Vince was in charge, where that kind of stuff was frowned upon, and that sort of thing. And with Hunter and Stephanie out there looking at this from a broader perspective, family first. Let's not kill ourselves. Let's do some things that really matter. And I think that's great for the talent, and it really kind of shows a change in culture in WWE that they probably desperately needed, especially with the women being such a major part of things now. You've got to take a lot of different factors into consideration, and this is another example of them doing that.
And
Let's stick with the women's division because right now, if you're watching the post show, they're giving highlights of Liv defeating Stephanie Vaquer for the title. She's on the post show. She's teaching Corey Graves like dance moves, twerk moves. She's out there having fun
terrible
with it.
but fantastic.
I'm glad I'm
You
here.
can
I'm glad
you
I'm here
can
with you guys, not watching that.
you can still see the remnants of the gigantic bump on her forehead. She's got like kind of a black eye. Like she's all beat up and just having the moment, the week of her life. Um, let's finish with Liv Morgan and the success and start with Stephanie Vaquer. Not a great night for her, losing the title, but putting on a good match in a short amount of time, like put in a really bad position here, I think. I mean, one of you jump in here because for me, I'm okay with the lack of opponents because this is going to be one of your top people in that division for the next 6 to 10 years.
I mean, my thought on this was the match was way too short.
6
Um,
minutes and 50 seconds.
that's too short for a championship
I have
match.
I have listed official time 9 minutes, but okay.
Is it 9 minutes? Well, I mean, that's kind of better, but um, I don't think Stephanie loses anything by losing this match because it took three fucking people to get the belt off of her, and I mean, as far as the finish goes, that was pretty chalk. I think we all expected the Judgment Day to get involved. Roxanne, Raquel, it took all of them to get the belt off of her. So really, she doesn't lose anything from this victory. Liv gets the title. Yeah, like when you're watching, I think Ray, we had talked about it earlier in the week, or it was on the TriCast or something. We had said
They
you
changed
don't
it,
cut a
Ray.
video.
They changed
Where
it.
that changed what? They changed the time.
They changed the time. It was 6 minutes and
Okay.
50 seconds, like when it finished until I don't even know when you just checked
So
it,
they
but
added
they
they
changed it to
added the
9.
they added the entrance to the match.
No,
So,
I don't know. Maybe someone got it wrong, whatever. But
yeah.
yeah, just
Um.
because we're talking about times, I want to make sure that
Sure, I have. So I because we're gonna talk about that later in the show. I have it up to make a point. But go
Yeah.
ahead,
I, I,
finish
I was
yours.
just
Are you on
all I was
Wiki?
going
Are
to
you on
say
Wikipedia?
was
Yeah,
uh,
Yeah, me
yeah.
too.
All I was
Yeah,
going to
they
say was
changed it.
when you do a video like that and you come out and you do a live performance like Tony said at the outset of this show, you knew damn well she wasn't losing that match. So none of that stuff is surprising. Yeah, I think it's great. Put the belt on Liv. She's red hot in multiple ways, and when you have to do all that to get the title, oh my god. Then
I hope
yeah,
you turn
Stephanie
noise
doesn't lose
can.
any.
I hope you turned echo cancellation on before you jumped in, or you're jumping out and coming back.
No,
Let
he's
me
not
check.
wearing a tie. Get out of here. Get your
Let
tie
me check.
on. Then you can come back.
Hey,
why you?
you gotta leave, Chris. You gotta leave. Turn echo cancellation on and come back in.
I
Wow.
said fuck
Just
y'all.
just
No,
bitched him
he's
right out
turning
of
it
here.
on and coming back because I can't turn it on when he's in here.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
to.
When
Right.
it's
Yeah, I don't
live,
want to
yeah.
ruin the audio.
Right.
He'll come right back.
Um.
Go ahead, Ray.
So just okay. So this is gonna be a bit of an attack on fans for just a second because I'm sure I'm sure there's people out here that's upset about this. The problem I have with fans in this regard is we are so biased that we always look for story when it story of when it benefits what we want, but when it doesn't, it's real. How did you not think the story of this match would be the Judgment Day? How could you have not thought that Raquel and Roxy would come down and help Liv? How? How would you not think that isn't just the most basic part of this match?
Yeah,
So for it to have happened and for her to lose like that, and shout out to Stephanie for being the badass who just does it on her own. But now you add the wrinkle in the fact that Stephanie got to get some homies,
yeah,
and now that can extend this a bit. But so just the wrinkle of that just it drives me crazy because anybody by all means root for your favorites, and if you're bummed because you're a huge Stephanie Vaquer fan and your favorite lost, no qualm with you. That's fine.
yeah.
But anybody sitting there saying, "Well, I can't believe they did this," do you watch the shows? The
It's
Judgment Day's been doing
it
it for
is
3 years.
it is as chalk as you could get. That match was so predictable, and the finish was so predictable. It's like if you're
Yes,
upset about that, then I don't know what you're watching because that we knew that was coming. And like you're saying, Ray, it's a great point. She needs to get her own faction. And the Judgment Day, the female version of the Judgment Day, they do need a faction to go against them because right now it's the tag team division, yes, but they're all doing their own thing. Um, and Stephanie, that was always going to be the problem, is just outnumbered. So yeah, you're saying who does she get to join up with her?
yeah, somebody got to help her. But I
Yeah,
also think since they've been doing 2 night pay per views or 2 night PLE WrestleMania nights, Hunter has put a little bit of things that filter from night 1 to night 2, almost like cause and effect. And I think with Dom coming out to help her, I mean, that's well, kind of help her, but really to celebrate with her, I think we're gonna see a very distinct difference in both nights of the Judgment Day, with the women's side of the Judgment Day thriving and the men's side of the Judgment Day imploding
yeah.
because both the men wrestle tomorrow, and Dirty Dom about to get his ass whooped, and JD going about 45 different ladders.
No, I agree with you, Ray. I think yeah, they're going to see a real juxtaposition between the Judgment Day and like we're saying, the female side is very strong. But you're absolutely right. I know Tunney is the outlier from the TriCast. He thinks Dom's winning this thing. I think the Demon's going to, dog walk
You
Dominic
want you
tomorrow.
talking about times and matches? This match goes 8 minutes. I'll buy you lunch.
Okay,
I
I need
I'm
lunch.
gonna I'm going to do a live Tony's Funnies when Dom wins tomorrow in the middle of WrestleMania, just to like bury your asses.
That works.
Okay,
Tag me in it.
Hi, Chris. How are
tag both
you?
of us.
I can't tag you, Dave.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Well, you can on Blue Sky. Tag me on Blue Sky.
Can't hear you, my boy.
Yeah, Chris. We uh-oh.
It's only when I'm on that Chris can't talk.
I'm back, man.
There he is.
Look at
Yeah, I
that
forgot to
boy.
turn on. I forgot to turn on the mixer. That's my bad.
What's up, Black? Good to see you, my boy.
All right,
Hey,
everything
man,
you've
y'all
wanted
y'all
to
were
say.
talking shit. So
Hey,
You're right,
everything
but
you've
you my
wanted.
brother. Brothers talk shit about each other. I'm sorry.
Everything you've wanted to say since you've been listening. Go ahead, get it all off your chest right now that we've already talked about.
You got 10 minutes.
no, not too much, man. I
He's
don't
gonna
I
need
don't want to take up too
25.
much time. I'm gonna need 30. But no, it was a solid card, not spectacular. Like there was, and that main event, it left a lot to be desired. But I mean, maybe we're just in a different frame now. Like, because the main event itself, I felt like it was a slow build, like a normal old school wrestling match, but it never got to that crescendo that I thought that it needed to get to in order to justify it being a WrestleMania main event. However, it's different because the WrestleMania used to be the culmination of all these feuds, and clearly with this feud, we've only just begun. Like they'll mess around and drag this out until SummerSlam. They might even mess around and drag this out until next year's WrestleMania. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, this wasn't the crescendo. This was the beginning, similar to last year with Cena and Cody. So I don't know. Maybe I need to temper my expectations at this point. But yeah, night one solid. It was good, not great. I'd give it a C plus.
So that's a
Favorite
good point
entrance?
that Chris made, because compare and contrast the main event this year to last year, right? And with Seth and Roman and Punk and Paul Heyman getting, and basically like not the culmination, but the formation of the Vision in that match a year ago. But I mean, I think the main event from night one last year was much better than the main event from night one this year.
Favorite entrance of the night, Chris?
I dug Cody with the different iterations of Cody. I thought that was super cool. Other than that, I got a little nervous with Randy's entrance. I thought we were going to get the sperm making a reappearance, but it didn't go there. So yeah, favorite entrance, I would probably go
I'm
Cody,
not gonna lie,
or maybe
that
or
also
Bianca.
crossed my mind. Yeah, your thoughts on Bianca? Your thoughts on Bianca and the missed opportunity by the WWE audience to chant Montez Ford after she announced it.
Congratulations to both of them, man. That's a beautiful thing. And white folks, y'all better be scared, because that kid, as athletic as it's going to be, that kid might start the revolution. Like that might be what we need to start the revolution. We'll look out for y'all though. And Dave, you're Jewish, so you're good. We got you.
Hey, I'm honorary, right, Chris? I'm honorary. So
You're Jewish, man. We fox with y'all, man. So you good.
Please say your compound V thing you said in the chat.
What did I say in the chat? What was it like? This kid's gonna have like natural compound V or something like that. Is that what I said?
This is how something like this is how compound V was made or something.
they're gonna name their kid Homelander. Homelander will be the kid's name. Yeah,
Homelander Crawford.
But that's a beautiful thing, and shout out to them.
Thoughts on Paige's return?
Shout out to Paige, man. And like I did hear y'all talking about this. Shout out to you, Tunny, because you called it. And it's nice to have her back in the fold, man. And I agree with what you said, man. She's a veteran. I mean, she's been wrestling, like Ray said, she was wrestling in the womb. Like, you know what I mean? It's like wrestling is in her blood. This is what she does. This is who she is. I mean, she's named after her mother, who, guess what, was a wrestler. So there is something that she could teach this newer generation. Plus, you can still get something out of her. She's still good on the mic. She still has a fan base. Like, I don't know if she's going to be wrestling every week, but there's something to get out of her. And I feel like it's a good thing to have her back in the fold. She might mess around and be the next trainer down there in NXT, because didn't they get rid of Sarah Del Rey? Because so that might be what it is, you know? Yeah. Either way, she's gone. So that there's an opening. So that might be what the move is, truth be told.
No lies.
So we haven't really talked about the first hour on ESPN. iShow Speed has the big moment after, Logan Paul decides that he has no more patience for the man, and we get the huge viral splash on. It was a splash onto the table, right?
Frog splash from the or
Frog
splash
splash
from the top of the ring
From the
post.
from the top of the
table.
not the turnbuckle, but
I could see Speed standing on top of there thinking about,
oh,
am I really gonna fucking do this?
well, or maybe just going like, don't overshoot it, don't undershoot it, right?
Yeah.
Those are both kind of lethal.
He
I
got
think
up there,
overshooting it's better than undershooting it. My only thing that I think that would have made it a little bit better, he should have started on the turnbuckle and tried to prep himself for like a couple seconds and then stepped up to the next level, and you would have got a bigger from the crowd. But overall, this match did what it was supposed to do. I know, Ray, you didn't see it, so we're kind of ruining it.
I saw
for
the
you.
spot. I didn't see the match.
You saw the spot, so we didn't really ruin it. Then that's all good. Like, so
LA
let's
got
start
his
with
moment.
Chris.
LA Knight got
Yeah.
his moment.
Let's start with Chris on this one, because he's just jumping in here with us, and it's one of the things we haven't covered. What are your thoughts on this opening match?
I guess it did what it needed to do, because you needed to start the show with the Usos in the crowd and doing all of that. Like, that's how you get people. You're either in or out at that point. You know what I mean? That's your deviation point right there. Honestly, though, I guess it did what it needed to do, but I expected a little more from Speed, considering his athleticism. I did expect a little more, but he did get his spot. I feel like it was supposed to be a frog splash, and maybe, like Dave said, he was a little scared that he might overshoot it or whatever, or maybe he just got nervous in front of that crowd. I don't know, but I feel like it was like a tadpole splash. We'll say that it was a tadpole splash.
I'll just say, like, the way they set this match up, they made sure that he wasn't going to look bad. and that we were going to get to the moment that was going to be the highlight without him. And I thought he looked good, Dave. I really think he did.
Yeah, he looked fine. He looked fine in the match. I mean, him being the
He's
scapegoat
okay,
for the
Patrick. Okay, Patrick, dropping in with a K.
I did that wasn't the
Right, Ray?
intention. He
There's
looked.
that not a Patrick K moment?
I've been hanging out with him for too much.
Dave
So,
O'Dowd right now.
Oh God! Don't tell him you said that. No, he was good in the match. I mean, it was one of those matches that was so short that you only got to see him in there a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you could see what was happening at the end where Logan was going to put him through the table, and the faces come to the rescue, and yeah, it was what it was supposed to be. Like you're saying, he got his big spot, he got his big moment. LA Knight got the big moment, he got the pinfall. Um, it was yeah. I mean, I don't want to be Patrick, but it was fine for an opening match. I'm not going to
Now,
sit there and lie and say it was fire. It was fine.
To be fair, though, and I just thought about this. I didn't know how they were going to do that first hour on ESPN2, or as I call it, ESPN2, i.e., I didn't know if the entire hour was going to be sponsored by somebody. Like, this WrestleMania hour is brought to you by DraftKings. Clearly it wasn't. And they needed to fill some time, and they needed some advertisement spots. So that's why it maybe came across a little disconjointed, and why the matches were a little shorter than maybe they should have been or could have been. Maybe that's what the case is. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because everybody's trying to figure this shit out. Like, this has never happened before. The closest we've had to this happening were the pre-matches on the preview channel, kids, if you remember that. I know at least 3 of us do. I don't know about Ray. Yeah, that's
the free for all.
Yeah.
And after that, you go up to the cable box when it first starts, and you try and flip the channels back and forth real quick, because for a split second you get and that's how I knew Hulk Hogan had won one of the Royal Rumbles. Anyway,
Dog, WrestleMania 14. They had
1998. Right?
Thank you, Mr. Big Five. They did a 24-hour before the show, and my dumbass watched the entire 24 hours.
Oh man.
Yes. Because my grandparents raised me, so I was.
How
very
many
lucky.
times
I
did you
got
see
that
the
videos.
outdoor workout with Mike Tyson?
Oh my God, I can tell you what the dudes was wearing on the side, the people were in the crowd wearing. I can tell you all of that. Yeah.
But no, I said all that to say, maybe, I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because nobody has done this before. So obviously they've got to work out some kinks. And obviously this is a marketing ploy to try to get people to sign up for the ESPN Unlimited at some point in time. A lot of y'all have it through your cable providers. I don't. Thanks a lot, YouTube TV. So I started out in Canada, and then I ended up having to go to Australia in order to watch the show. So there's that.
I mean, if you don't have a cable provider or something, just do the bundle under it with it, and it kind of helps.
That's what I did.
Cut the
I got the
cost.
bundle.
It's like, you got your Disney Plus, you got your ESPN, you got your Hulu, and then you get your ESPN Unlimited.
It's like $39 a month or something.
We tried to do the bundle. Amber literally signed up for the Bumble, Bumble, whatever the fuck it's called.
Chris,
she tried to sign up for it.
With your track record of trying,
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Amber. I'm not talking about me.
We were off on people when they're together enough, and unfortunately, Amber and her greatness is not impervious to Christopher Platt in more ways than one.
Trying.
Smash. So
we were trying, and because we were out of town for Royal Rumble, and we tried to sign up for the bundle, but it was the ESPN Plus bundle, which did not include ESPN Unlimited. Yeah. See, it's a cluster. Like, come on, man, it's a cluster. We all know it. It's okay to say it.
He's absolutely right about that. Yeah, it's all fucked up. Try and add NFL Network to it. See how that goes for you.
Can I say one thing real quick, Tony?
Ray, go ahead. Yeah, jump in, Ray.
I didn't see the match, but two things I want to touch on. Number one, how ironic was it that Speed was dressed like Danhausen? That?
Black and red. How about
trying
the
to break the curse?
by the way?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly, right? And secondly, shout out to Blimphausen. Secondly, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but when I do, I drink those keys. No, quite literally, everything that happened.
Ray Horowitz, there you go.
Everything that happened, I said was gonna happen. So I called the turn, the help, and LA Knight getting the big spot.
You and
So
DP both called it. Yeah.
give me a ding, please,
You and I'll give you two. One for you and one for
and one for
DP.
me.
No, for DP.
And give Ray another one for the shirt, by the way, which you can pick up at Pro Wrestling Tees / the chair shot.
A Chris Platt Ray Cash production.
Touche.
I'll do that instead. We haven't talked about one match, and it's Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre, an unsanctioned match. I wish this match would have been more around the arena, but I understand why it may not have been. But in more ways than one, this was a really good match. And if we're not going to do Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns over the summer when Roman wins tomorrow night, then we're missing the boat again. Chris?
You also have to remember, Tony, Triple H is old school. And we talked about this on our pre-show earlier when I said that Triple H is trying to put the toothpaste back in the tube, but it takes time. He's an old school wrestling guy. So that being said, this non-sanctioned match, it had to kind of be within the realms. Plus, you couldn't get color because they were getting color in the main event. So you can't get
Right.
color on the match that's basically
I,
on the pre-show,
I
and we're
thought
getting
the same
color
thing
during the main
watching it.
event. You know what I mean?
You, it's a funny thing to put this kind of match, though, on cable. That's kind of why they didn't get color, I think, more than the main. Don't you
That
think?
that too, yes, that too. We're both two things can be correct at the same
So
time. I agree.
if you were Hunter, if you were PC Helmsley, Chris Helmsley, and Dave Helmsley, what match? And you had to replace this match with another one of the match tonight on the pre-show or on the first hour. So you got the 6-man tag. You got to have one other match on the pre-show on the, the first hour, wasn't the pre-show.
Nothing, Gunther.
Yeah,
On
but
the
that's going to need
first
at least
Yeah,
15,
hour,
20. You because that was going to need at least 15, 20
I
minutes, and you see that they had to have spots for commercials, so the
I
matches were
don't
going to be short. You know what I mean?
I
So
don't know
you
if you
you
give
can't do
your
that.
yeah, I don't know if you give your match of the night away on for
Well, you
free.
know what? You
I would
could
have done
put Becky.
Becky and
Yeah,
AJ.
and give it more
Yeah,
time, right?
yeah, yeah,
But they couldn't
yeah.
because they had promotional obligations.
emotional considerations. So
Paid
can
for
we
by
have
the
Yeah,
following.
the times talk? Can we?
Sure.
Okay. So I feel like I'm Rob right now with the data, but I have data.
Well, you are his son, but
Don't do that shit. I knew it was coming.
You shouldn't
Don't
even
do
have
it.
brought it up. You just said I got
I
the data.
knew it was coming. So I
we're
have
not
up.
all related, Dave. I'm just saying.
Ray Burnett over here. So there you go.
Oh, oh,
Pop and
uh,
Rob Cash. I can dig
uh,
it. That's funny.
Rob Cash.
I feel. I have the times from for WrestleMania 41, night one, and the times for
Allegedly.
the night.
Okay.
So on night one
Hearsay, Your
ton-
Honor.
tonight, there's no judge, just a lawyer.
I
Tonight,
project.
It's not
the
here.
times were 7 minutes and 10 seconds for the 6-man tag, 14 minutes and 10 seconds for Fatu versus McIntyre,
Yeah.
8:35 for the fatal 4-way tag, 8:15 for Becky and AJ, 15:45 for Gunther Seth, 9 for Liv and Stephanie Vaquer, and 22:55 for Rhodes and Orton. Last year, Uso Gunther was 16:30. New Day War Raiders was 9:15. Cargill Naomi was 9:20. Fatu LA Knight was 10:40. Grande Americano Ray Phoenix was 7:55. Tiffany Charlotte was 19:05. And Rollins Roman and Punk were 32:55. So the main event got an extra 10 minutes, but other than that, it seems very, very similar.
It's
So for
still
people
cut down
saying
though behind the main event from what you
It's
said though by
no, no, for
probably
sure.
at least
It's not
10%, maybe 15.
right, but the variance isn't so much that because people are acting like they just cut. It was a 4-hour show. People are acting
No,
like they
no,
just cut every match short.
I get it, but I think Dave and I are in the camp of at some point there's a line. Like last year they barely got over it, and this year they fell underneath it. And the funny thing is I've mentioned this since we've gone to streaming. There's no time here. Like this show could have went a half hour longer, and I would have been fine with it. You didn't even need to add that much more time. I literally looked at it, and okay, if that went 9, that's fine. But you could have just added 12 more minutes in total time, two, and like 5 or something else, and it would have not even been a discussion, in my opinion. The
The-
most egregious thing was whether you think it's between 7 or 9, it's 9 official. That world championship match should have got more. The problem is Liv had that full entrance, and that was part of their time.
I wanna give Dave. I want you to have all the time you want. That's why I want to set my last part so I can be done. And answer this for me. Both of y'all, all of y'all can answer this. I understand your issue, but from a legitimate, unbiased standpoint, what in all the matches that happened tonight did it not have that they needed more time for?
The only one that needed more time, in my humble opinion, and I feel hypocritical for saying this because I'm the same guy that criticizes the fact that most of the PLEs have 20, 25-minute matches, and I feel like every match doesn't have to be 20, 25 minutes. But I do feel like Liv and Stephanie could have used a little bit more time.
Okay, so 1 out of the 7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To be fair.
Liv and Stephanie should have gone 3 to 4 minutes longer. I mean, especially if you're going to do the finish that they were going to do with the Judgment Day getting involved, you could have stretched that out and really built to that moment. If you're going to just be that chalky anyway. So I'm with Chris on that one. Maybe Becky and AJ could have had a couple more minutes. But beyond that, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have added a whole lot to the Fatal 4-Way tag match because you already had the big moment with Paige. So really, what did you need to do there? That sort of thing. But the 2 women's championship matches, I would have added a little something to that, Ray. That's just
I'll
me.
give the Liv and Stephanie. I think we're all on the same idea. I get that, but the only reason I bring up my question is because if we're going to criticize them for making it shorter in our opinions, then we should have a salient thought of what they should have added, and most of us can't do that.
I do.
Oh,
I do, specifically.
as
with
do I,
time,
but go
because
ahead, Sonny. Go ahead,
I
man.
pulled it back up, right? Okay, so the opener, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. I'll give that one the most grace because we're on cable, we're on a network, we got to
Mhm.
make things happen. We have to play our sponsors here, right? Fine.
Right.
All right. Let's move away from that.
Excuse me.
The women's tag match should have gotten 3 more minutes. So that's 3 minutes now. That's it. Now we're at 11:35. We get a couple more things. We can take our time with a few more things. Becky and AJ, 3 more minutes. Same thing. We added 6 minutes now. The only other match I need is Liv Morgan. 4 more minutes.
But what are we
Now we
adding in
added
these
10
extra
minutes to the
minutes?
show. Big fucking deal.
But what are we adding to these minutes that they didn't already
We're
have? Is
adding
my
time
question.
and storytelling and the ability for them to take their time and get their shit in the right
They
way to
took their
execute.
time.
I don't know. It all seemed like it was just really fast and short, and before you knew it, it was over.
The only one that's felt short was Liv Steph, but
To
the other
me,
matches took their
all
time, and
all
that's
the
and that's
ones
the
that I added time to, though, I felt they needed more time.
and I'm not begrudging you for your opinion. That's fine. I'm not trying to say your opinion is wrong. What I'm saying is, if we're adding 3 minutes to a match, and the match is already 9 minutes, what in that 9 minutes wasn't enough that we needed 3 minutes for?
I told you 3 times in a row. I wanted them to take more time with what they were doing so that they could tell a better story, and then maybe they could have finished things in a better nature and gotten better responses from the crowd and built to certain spots in the match.
I love you, but that don't mean that means I completely disagree with every single
Right.
bit of that.
So no big deal. Like I respect your opinion and you shit on
Yeah.
mine. So let's just go to Chris.
Sorry, it's the way of the world.
Well, I mean,
No,
literally, that's what's happening. I'm answering your
No,
questions. I'm not shitting
no,
on your opinion, but every time I tell you the same thing, you just shit on what I say.
I'm not
But you're
shitting
like,
what
but no disrespect, though.
no, I'm not shitting on what you're saying, but you're in your opinion, you're giving me an answer. To me, you're not. You're saying, well, should have more story. I'm saying,
And you know
okay,
what, Ray? And you know what, Ray? That's your opinion.
right. What I'm saying, what I'm looking for is, okay, if I need 3 more minutes in this match, then what move did we miss? What sequence did we not get? What story was not told? Just a generic, well, I needed more story. You can say that about everything. That's all. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I'm not shitting on your opinion. I disagree with it, but you're right to have it. I just don't. I want more of a concrete answer because
That's fine.
we as
You
fans
need the
fall
last
into.
word. I get it.
I feel like the issue is, man, we kind of have 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. Because on paper, this looked like a very strong card, and I thought the same way, and I was very excited going into this thing. However, when you split it up amongst 2 nights, kind of thins things out a little bit. And then we have the 2 matches on ESPN, just like we're gonna have the 2 matches on ESPN tomorrow, and they serve a purpose not for us, not for necessarily the wrestling fan, but that's corporate shit. And I hope that the matches tomorrow are better than the matches today that were on ESPN. But again, you're splitting things up. Then you have the multi-women tag match, which kind of serves the same purpose as the multi-man ladder match tomorrow. It's a match that hopefully it can be entertaining. Everybody's going to try hard. We'll get some cool spots, but it's ultimately it's a match to get a bunch of people on the card. So I think the issue is that when you split the cards down the middle, like you're splitting the baby in half on the Solomon side of the game, if y'all know what I'm talking about, it kind of dilutes both. But at the same point in time, I personally was sick of those marathon manias. So this is a much better option for me personally than the 6, 7, 8 hour manias, the work shift manias that we had prior to them splitting up the 2 nights. But I feel like when you split the baby in half, it's going to be lacking. There's always going to be one night that's better than the other, just cause that's just what it is. And I think when you split it in half, sometimes it's going to leave people lacking. But it also beats the alternative, if that makes sense. Does any of that make sense?
You and I were in New Orleans, so I know exactly what you mean by marathon wrestling. Yeah. God damn, this was a long show. I would be surprised. There was a. No,
I'm sorry, Dave. Go ahead, man.
No. I think the matches tomorrow will be longer. They're the match types are going to be more conducive to a longer match. I think it's like you're talking about the ladder match. If the ladder match goes 6-8 minutes, that's going to probably be a problem. That sort of thing when you got that many people in a match of that magnitude and that sort of a gimmick match. But I did want to throw one thing out to you guys and just ask about it because it is going to be kind of an elephant in the room sort of thing. The attendance. 8,000 less this year for night one than last year. Not the dramatic thing that I think a lot of people were thinking, but it's still noticeable,
Not dramatic enough for me.
I loved how they added one to the attendance after Bianca announced it. They went from 50,000 to 50,817.
What you said something, Chris? I didn't hear what you said there.
Pop.
No, were you done, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. No, not dramatic enough for me. Because my problem is, this was my yearly vacation. We'd get to the WrestleMania city. We'd go do the city things and whatnot. We'd get there, Wednesday or Thursday, do the city things. And then by Friday, we're in wrestling mode. So they ruined that for me because they're pricing us out with these ticket prices. And the thing is, they still got 50,000 there at the ticket prices they were selling. So they still made a mint. And the tickets they didn't sell, they probably comped them. And it's a tax write-off now. So,
do you think they went on damage control mode about a month ago, realizing that there was a problem and the prices I was looking at prices yesterday, in the 100 sections, just barely off the floor, 187. I was like, God damn, maybe I should get in my car and go over there, sort of thing. But I mean, for me, this is too little too late. They should have anticipated or should have gone into damage control mode 2 months ago and said, hey, we got a real problem here. But they never did. And I mean, you're right, Chris. 8,000 people, that's not that dramatic a drop. Is it noticeable? Is it something to point out and say, look, guys, sure. But is it anything that's going to get anybody's attention? Nope.
No, and you know how corporate works, Dave. They're not going to say, oh, wow, we should probably rethink these ticket prices. No, they're going to look at Paul and say, you need to book a better show and you need to make sure the product is hotter coming into WrestleMania. That's what they're going to do because that's what corporate does.
It's that, and whatever they lost on the gate is not going to matter with what they make up everywhere else in Las Vegas for this week. Because that, I don't think they're going to see hardly any impact on that at all.
Well, is that a bigger discussion to have then, right? They needed to have a period of time where tickets were 25% off even after lowering them in addition. And is Cody Rhodes a bankable champion?
Well, they were at about 42, 43 before the 25% thing came out. So that's still a lot.
But what's the attendance going to be tomorrow is a huge thing, right? I mean, what do they fill up there? 60, 65?
Well, it was 65 last year.
Yeah, but typically if you buy night one, most people are going to return for night two. I doubt that it will be a negligible difference in between ticket sales.
Oh no, I'm saying I think it's going to be a lot more tomorrow.
Oh, okay, got you.
Also, if you look at the
Because
way the
Roman and Punk.
Yeah, like so last year, night two had 63,226. So
What
that's
did night one have
5,000,
last year?
58,000 and
So they
change.
dropped off by 8,000.
That's what I was saying. They
I'm
dropped off by 8,000 for this night one from a year ago, which again, like Chris and I are saying, it's not devastating, but it's noticeable.
but
I missed what you were saying at first because I'm the slow one in the family. I get what you're saying now, Tony. I get the point you were trying to make.
That's a
did y'all
seventh.
also
They lost a seventh of their attendance.
notice that the stage, the way they made it, you could see because normally they have people behind the stage, and like it was completely tarped off everything behind it. Y'all notice that
Well, that was similar last year, just so you know, because I was there
all the
last
way
year.
up, all the way to the
Uh,
top.
not all the way to the top, but
It was
you
all the way
know,
to the top today. This
they
tonight.
they did configure the stage differently. Like the set
Mhm.
is configured differently this year to accentuate some of the different entrances and that sort of thing. Um, and I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch it, but like last year, where the stage was on the top, like they had people sitting on top of the stage. You know,
Mhm.
like a bunch of people. I did not. I saw chairs up there this year, but I don't remember seeing people up there. So, um, yeah, I definitely think like, and I don't know if it's a question of Cody being bankable or not bankable, Tony, as opposed to just when you set prices so high, I'm not sure it's going to matter whether it's Cody or Roman on top there. When you got it as high as they were when they first came out, you're going to detract a lot of people, and they just never fixed that. You know, by the
And
time they got around to fixing it, it was too late.
and if I'm honest with you, if they were in New Orleans or any other city, they could have kept the same prices. It would have been full.
That too, the fact that they were doubling back on Las Vegas, that also was a factor. Because had it been in New Orleans, I might not
Yeah,
have got tickets to the show, but I might have went. Like we were excited to go back to New Orleans, so that
And
hmm
yeah, that also is a factor as well.
and you
Another
said it.
real quick, man. I heard you guys. Excuse me, Ray. I heard you guys before I got on, man. Y'all were talking about the entrances. The entrances this year and last year, a lot of these entrances had a lot less pomp and circumstance to them, which reeks of corporate cutback. You know what I mean? Trying to save some money.
Can I speak to that? Last year, I think the problem with the entrances was they had people sitting on the stage, so they couldn't have pyro on the stage, and that's why that looked bad. Like Penta, for example, when he came out, his fire was on top of the top because they had people everywhere else that couldn't do the same pyro. So I think that hurts it because you look at 40, where there's pyro everywhere. 39 was pyro everywhere. Last this night and last night, the pyro was in almost the back of the
do you
stage.
think it's
That
because
hurts when
39? Well, no, I was going to say 39 and 40 were outdoor stadiums, but SoFi is not an outdoor stadium.
it's the
So,
way they had the stage built because they're trying to put
yeah.
people on the stage or close to the stage to give them that special VIP feeling.
40 also had the Rock, and 39 also had the hottest angle they had had in years.
Sure. Right.
Are you guys disappointed we didn't get any additional run-ins on the main event? We never really touched on that. There was
Mm-mm.
no Kevin Owens, there was no Rock, there was no outside involvement other than the people that were actually set to be in the match.
As
Like, do we expect a huge Monday tomorrow night? Or not tomorrow? I mean Monday night.
I Somebody want to jump in?
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Ray.
Ray.
I've learned to not have any expectations for Monday nights anymore. It's been a while since there was a really big notable
Yeah, I
Monday
think
after
like
Mania.
you'll get what JC Jane will probably show up on Raw or something like that. That's about it. I mean, but get a couple call ups, that sort of thing. But
Yeah, there'd be
you
some
know,
call ups, maybe like a Ricky Starks or something like that. But
yeah,
they need to dial that shit back anyway. Talk about the run-ins in the main events, like it just became way too predictable, in my humble opinion. So
well,
that's something that they kind of need to dial back a little bit. It was too redundant after a while, and
yeah.
we'll probably get a lot of that tomorrow in the Roman match. So
And to Chris's point, and to like the point when we started, that main event was so disjointed anyway that if you got guys running in, it would have just made even less sense and been like, what the fuck is really going on here? So I was like kind of cool with them not doing that.
What's one thing each of you guys want to see tomorrow? Chris?
Uh, Looking forward to the main event and looking forward to Sammy versus Trick. I'm yeah, nothing in particular, like any surprises or anything like that. I'm just really looking forward to both of those matches. Oh, and I'm also looking forward to Rhea and Jade because the build has been a little weird. So I'm interested to see what they can do once the bell rings.
Dave.
The main event for sure, Oba and Brock. I mean, that is the match that I'm
Forgot
really
about
looking
that.
forward to. Oba and Brock is on. I mean, I love what Chris said. Rhea and Jade is going to be really interesting because with Jade having those people involved, you kind of sit there and you look at what happened tonight and say, are we going to have Stephanie, live redux sort of thing? I don't think so. I think something will happen with Rhea, and that's probably called EO Sky that will balance that whole situation out. But yeah, tomorrow I think tomorrow night will be a stronger show. Like last year, night two was stronger than night one. I think you'll see something similar with longer matches, a little tighter storytelling tomorrow night.
I just want to say there's a brand new episode of Outsiders Edge out on this very channel and the chairshot.com and chairshot radio network. So, um, one of our most important shows that we have in the fold here. Kyle was back with Ray. I got to tune in for a little bit. I'm going to have to listen to the rest of it. But, Ray, what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I'm sorry to say it like this, but for all I've heard for the past 2 3 years is WWE doesn't push black people. I'm looking forward to seeing the four black people, particularly the three black men, be shown as important, as competitive, as made the major parts of the future we're going forward, and be shown in the light that shows the world that this was always the plan. So we went from years of not having a singles match with the black person in it. So now we have two major ones, and one of them being the biggest of the weekend. So I don't really care who wins or who loses, but just the fact that we're finally here and we've been begging for this and complaining about it, I'm excited for that.
Right on. I'll
When I,
drink to that for real.
when I seen one of the ESPN anchors this morning on SportsCenter doing the walk, I forget her name. She's a beautiful, bald black woman. I don't know her name, but
Oh, what is her name? I know who you're talking about. What is her name?
she
The
doesn't.
black chick?
She's a. I should know her name.
Yeah. Oh, I know
I
who you're
should
talking about.
absolutely know her name because she's like
Ah,
she's not just beautiful, but she's very good as an anchor on SportsCenter. But
yeah. I cannot remember her name. Shout out to that sister because I know who you talk about it. I'm not trying
I
to
am
disrespect because she
Ray's looking
deserves
it up.
to have her name shouted out. And I feel bad I
Ray's
don't
looking it
remember
up,
her name either.
and that's
Did
fine
you,
because everybody listening is looking it up too. So it's going to be even more
did
recognition,
you
right?
did y'all see they did a strut competition at WWE World?
For
Does
Penta?
okay? So
No, for Oba.
Roman's in Street
Oh, the
Fighter, right?
Oba.
Roman's in
Yeah,
Street
he's
Fighter, right?
Akuma.
Yeah.
Akuma.
Roman and
Okay, and
Cody.
so
Yeah.
and in those in the so we saw so many huge trailers at WrestleMania. So tune into Bandwagon Nerds tomorrow. By the way, Roman's wearing like almost the Oba balls around his neck, isn't he? In the trailer.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Akuma wears those big balls. Yeah.
Ah, he wears them big balls.
Shout out to
I am.
ACDC. I got big balls. You got big balls. Oh, sorry.
We've got the biggest.
Balls of them all.
Now we got another copyright strike. I am looking
Hey,
forward to
we
the
can sing
most.
that all we want, Tony.
I gotta tell Dan to stop using that theme. He put it in there last week and he shouldn't have. I am looking forward most to texting all of you guys after Dominic Mysterio beats the demon Finn Balor tomorrow. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Okay.
Good luck
Or
with
the
that.
text message that I get from you guys, probably. Anything else we missed
You
today,
got it,
guys?
buddy.
Chris, Dave, Ray.
We got it. We got everything covered, man.
All right. Dave, talk about the attitudeofaggression.com.
Yeah, come and check out the attitudeofaggression.com. Come check out the Attitude of Aggression's YouTube channel, which, has always got something going on there. And I mean, social media, well, that's a different story. You can go follow me on Blue Sky at Attitude Ag. That account still works. So, but beyond that, just attitudeofaggression.com is where all the fun stuff's happening.
Chris, you're back, man. you're really back. You're running in now on shit and everything. I mean, shit, we can't keep you away.
Hey man, Dave, Tunney, Ray, thank you guys for letting me run in, man. I didn't want to bogart your spot, man, but y'all made me feel welcome. So thank you for allowing this run in. I really do appreciate it.
Follow me at PC Tunney, Chairshot Radio Network, ProWrestlingTees.com. Ray's got breaking news.
What's
Huh?
happening?
No, is she bald?
Oh, that's the anchor.
You talking about the ball? Oh, Christine Williamson is the bald one.
Oh, he knew the whole time. He wasn't.
You never said she was bald. I thought you were talking about the other person.
Oh yeah, I
That's
did.
Amina Smith. Yeah, Christina Williamson is. Yeah.
They're both fine as hell.
Yes.
Ray, take us out of here today.
First and foremost, shout out to y'all rocking with us this morning, this afternoon, this evening. We in your earballs all day long. We have two shows every day this weekend. We've had a hell of a lot of stuff for WrestleMania pre and post Mania. Hey, the train keep on moving. We keep on going. You can follow your boy It's Ray Cash, Ari Wise, and Mysterio, of course. Follow the squad. Yes, sir.
No,
Sorry.
I was pointing to my post. C Plat
Oh.
Bash's dad. No, please
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
doing
yeah,
your
yeah,
thing.
yeah. That's Bash's dad. If you didn't know, keep rocking with us everywhere on social media at Chairshot Media. That's on YouTube. That's on Facebook. That's on Dave's favorite app, Twitter. That's on Instagram. Even on Twitch. We
You
got
son
Twitch
of a
stuff coming
bitch,
for you,
Ray.
my boy. I love you too. Um, with new stuff, new website coming very, very, very soon. Keep rocking with us. New stuff, new trivia. Shout out to Phenomenally Funky Facts, the debut WrestleMania edition with your boy PC Tunney and Andrew sitting in with AJ Belaz. We got a little bit of everything for that ass, including ProWrestlingTees.com/the chair shot. But anyway, y'all, it's late. We've been rocking with y'all all day. We're gonna go to bed and get ready to do this again tomorrow.
TheChairShot.com. Always use your